Good morning, students. In this today's class, we are going to discuss the physical properties of alkenes. Okay? The physical properties of alkenes. Okay? In the last class, we have seen the general introduction, isomerism, nomenclature, and methods of preparation of an alkenes. Okay? In the methods of preparation, we have seen the Serge fruit. Very important, that is Serge fruit. And in this today's class, we are going to discuss the physical properties of alkenes. Okay? In that first one, we will see the nature of alkenes. In the nature, the first three members are and gaseous in nature, and the next 14 members are liquid in nature, and still higher members are present in the and solid form. Okay. First three members are the gases, and the next 14 members are the liquids, and still higher members are present in the form of solids. Okay. That is from C1 to C3 are gases, and from C4 to C17, that is next 14 member, are liquid in nature, and still a higher member, it is greater than carbon atoms having greater than the 17 are solid in nature, that is higher than 17 are solid in nature. So this is the nature or physical state of the alkenes. The second main point is solubility. The alkenes are insoluble in water but soluble in the some organic solvents. Okay? These are insoluble in water due to the mainly the reason is these cannot form the hydrogen bond with the water. Okay? The species are the compounds which have capacity to form the hydrogen bond with water are soluble in water. Okay? These are incapable to form the hydrogen bond in water. Therefore, these are insoluble in water but soluble in the some organic compounds. Okay? These are insoluble in water but soluble in the some organic solvents like and ether like CCl4, this carbon tetrachloride, or and the it is soluble in the carbon tetrachloride. Then next one, that is hexane, etc. These are soluble in the organic solvents like carbon tetrachloride, hexane, etc. And the third point is the boiling point. Okay? The boiling point and melting point. Generally, the boiling point and melting point increases with increase in the molecular mass. Generally, the boiling point of alkenes or any compound increases with increase in the molecular mass, or increases with increase in the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain, and decreases with increase in the number of branches. Okay, the number of branches increases, then the boiling point or melting point will automatically decreases. Okay. Increase in the number of carbon atoms in the parent shell increases the surface area, and then it increases the van der Waals force of attraction. Therefore, the temperature will be greater. Okay. And when the branching increases, the surface area will be decreases. Therefore, the van der Waals force of attraction will be less compared to the long chain. Then the temperature required for the breaking of and branching chain will be lesser compared to the long chain. Therefore, when the branches increases, then the boiling point or melting point will be decreases. Okay. When we compare and cis with the trans, the cis isomers will have lesser BP and MP with the compared to the trans isomer. Trans isomers. These trans isomers are more stable compared to the cis isomer. Therefore, the trans isomer will have the greater MP and BP compared to the cis isomers. And this is about the physical properties. Next one. This is about the physical properties. And the next one, the chemical properties. The chemical properties of alkenes. Properties of alkenes. Due to the presence of a double bond or tripod, these have capacity to undergo these will undergo electrophilic addition reaction. These will undergo an electrophilic addition due to the presence of an pi electron. Due to the presence of pi electron, these will undergo the addition, that is electrophilic addition reaction. Then let us see first one here. The first reaction, addition of first one is the addition of hydrogen to the alkene. When the hydrogen is added to the alkene, or the alkenes undergo reduction in the presence of a nickel or platinum or palladium as a catalyst, then it will give the compound called an alkane. So here, generally R CH double bond CH2 and alkenes. When the alkenes undergo reduction in the presence of an nickel, or we can take the platinum, or we can take the palladium as the catalyst. We can take platinum, palladium, or we can take the nickel, platinum, or palladium as the catalyst. If we take the nickel as the catalyst, then it requires a high temperature, and the platinum and palladium will react at the room temperature. If we carry the reaction, that is the reduction of an alkenes by the presence of an nickel as a catalyst, then it requires higher temperature. Then the reaction is known as Sebasier-Senderens reaction. The reaction is known as Sebasier-Senderens reaction. We have seen in the last class. Then the compound will be the RCH2 CH3. That is, alkanes will be produced with this reaction. The compound will be the alkanes. Then take example here, CH3, CH double bond CH3. The compound is propene. The IUPAC name is propene. The general name is propyl. The general is known as commonly or tribal system or general system. It is known as propylene, and in the IUPAC system it is known as propane. When the propene undergo reduction in the presence of nickel, platinum, or palladium as the catalyst, then it produces the alkane, that is CH3, CH2, CH3. The alkene is here propane. The propene will be get converted into the propane. Consider an example, and butene. Butene will be get converted into the butane, and pentane will be converted into the pentane. Okay. If the reaction is carried out in the presence of a nickel as a catalyst, then it requires a high temperature. Then the reaction is known as Sebezier-Sunderens reaction. And the reaction is known as Sebezier-Sunderens reaction. Sebezier-Sunderens reaction. This is about the addition of hydrogen to alkenes. The next one, second chemical properties. Addition of halogens. Addition of halogens. The halogens we can take fluorine, bromine, iodine. Okay. Then addition of halogens we will consider in general representation when the addition of an halogen will take place to the alkenes in the presence of an inert solvents like carbon tetrafluoride. The addition of an halogen will take place in the presence of inert solvents like carbon tetrafluoride, or we can take the carbon disulfide. Okay? When the alkenes undergo addition of an halogen in the presence of an inert solvent like the carbon tetrafluoride, then it will produce the compound called an alkyl halides. The alkyl halide will be formed in this reaction. Then let us see how the alkyl halides are formed here. RCH2, then CH, okay, one minute here, okay, RCH, CH3, okay, one minute here, okay, RCH2, here X and here X. The compounds are the alkyl halides, or we can call it as dihalides. It will form the dihalides. The compound will be the dihalides. The halogens here are present on the alternative carbon atom, are present in the alternative, that is present on the adjacent carbon atom, present on the adjacent carbon atom. Therefore, these are known as and vicinal dihalides. These are known as and vicinal dihalides. Vicinal dihalides will be formed when the alkenes undergo halogenation in the presence of carbon tetrafluoride. Let us see the general, this is the general representation. Let us see the example. CH3, CH2, that is CH double bond CH2 plus halogen. We can take the chlorine here. In the presence of carbon tetrafluoride, we are carrying the reaction. Then the compound will be the CH3, CH, Cl, CH2Cl. The compound will be the vicinal dihalides. Here the vicinal dihalides are the 1, 2, 3. The number of carbon atoms are 3 in the paired shape. On the first and second question, there are chlorines are present. And the name for this compound is 1,2 dichloro. 1,2 dichloro. Propane is the IUPAC name for this compound. Okay. Let us take another example here. We can take the another example. Let us consider third reaction. First one we have seen the addition of hydrogen, and second one we have seen the addition of halogens, and third one we will see the addition of hydrogen halides. Addition of hydrogen halides. When the hydrogen halides are added to the alkenes, then it will use the compound called an alkyl halides. Okay. Then let us see the general representation here. R CH double bond CH plus hydrogen halide. Then there are two possibilities here. One, the halogen may attack to this carbon atom, or the halogen may attack to this carbon atom, or hydrogen may attack to this carbon atom, or hydrogen may attack to this carbon atom. Okay? Then let us see first possibility. R. Consider R will attach to the carbon which containing the more number of hydrogen atom. R. Here CH, then hydrogen is attached, then CH2 and X will be here. Okay? And hydrogen is attached. In the second position, the second type reaction, that is R CH X, then CH3. Here two possibilities are, this will follow the Markovnikov rule. According to this will follow this addition of hydrogen will follow the Markovnikov's rule. Markovnikov's. The addition of hydrogen halide to the alkenes will follow the Markovnikov's rule. According to the Markovnikov rule, the addition of halogen will take place adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond where the number of hydrogen is less. Okay? The addition of halogen will take place adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond where the number of hydrogen is less. Then it is the major product according to the Markovnikov rule, and it is the minor product according to the Markovnikov rule. So let us consider an example. That is particular example. CH3 CH double bond CH2. The compound is propene here. Okay? According to the Markovnikov rule, the addition of halogen will take place adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond where the number of hydrogen is less, and here hydrogen will attach adjacent to the carbon-carbon double bond where the number of hydrogen is more. Then it will use the compound called CH3 CHX CH3 as the major product. The compound will be the, here consider the particular example, hydrogen bromide. Consider hydrogen bromide, then it is the hydrogen bromide. And the name for this compound is 2-bromopropane. Okay? The 2-bromopropane. Then the general